33 Days to Eucharistic Glory, written by Matthew Kelly, narrated by Matthew Kelly and Alexander Salamat. Our Daily Bread, Day 21. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. An organization without a strategic plan is likely to massively underperform or fail. The same is true of an individual's spiritual life. Where there is no plan, progress will be hampered. Toward the end of each year, I encourage leaders to gather their teams and discuss this question. What is the one thing that would change everything? This consecration is your one thing now, but I would like to encourage you to be constantly thinking about this question in relation to your spiritual life. What is the one thing that would change everything? Consecration to the Eucharist created a huge paradigm shift in my spiritual life, and there have been other singular habits that had outsized impact over the years. The first was when I started stopping by church to pray for 10 minutes a day each morning when I was in high school. My spiritual mentor had challenged me to do this. The second was the first time I really read the Gospels for 15 minutes each day. The third was daily Mass. I didn't go every day. When I was about 16, my spiritual mentor had challenged me to go to daily Mass one day each week, so I began attending Mass on Tuesday evenings at our parish. It was at Mass during the week that I discovered the genius of Catholicism and the beauty of the Mass. It was at these quiet and intimate daily Mass experiences that this sacred ritual really began to ignite my love for Catholicism. I would follow the opening prayer, the readings, and the closing prayer in my missal, and the words began to probe my heart and ignite the fire in my soul. By some grace, I started to listen to the prayers of the Mass, really listen, and it was like the pieces of a puzzle coming together. It was only then that I began to see the incredible vision God has for our lives, for His church, and for the world. Over the past 3 decades, many of the most powerful experiences of Mass I have been blessed with have been in small groups, on a fishing boat in the Sea of Galilee, in the Portiuncula in Assisi, in the catacombs beneath the streets of Rome, in a side chapel at Maynooth College, in the crypt of Sacré-Cœur, and in the tiny chapel in the Solar de Marte Hotel in Fatima. Now I would like to ask you something. Would your life be better if you went to Mass every day? I understand that it may not be possible, but don't completely dismiss it. The devil discourages us by leading us toward all-or-nothing thinking. This is not an attempt to coerce you into doing something. I don't want to make you feel bad about yourself, nor do I want to put undue pressure on your life. But don't let what you can't do blind you to what you can do. We need to learn to be honest about the best path, even if we cannot walk that path at this time in our lives. This honesty liberates us to genuinely explore the question, what is possible? When you ask this question, you may discover that you can go to daily Mass one day each week. Great, do it. Try to go on the same day each week and make it a holy ritual. The Lord delights in every little step you take. With St. Francis de Sales' observation, take your next step, however small. Take it. As you consider what is possible in the context of daily Mass, I want to lay before you 3 challenges today. The first is the same my spiritual mentor presented to me. Start going to daily Mass one day each week. The second is to choose 1 week each year and go to Mass every day for a week. The third is to make the spiritual communion we have been praying each day at the end of these reflections a part of your daily routine of prayer every day after we finish this 33-day journey to your Eucharistic consecration. This will forever change the way you experience the Our Father when you pray. Give us this day our daily bread. What is the one thing that would change everything? This is the question we began today with. The answer is a daily encounter with the Eucharist. Whether that is attending Mass, stopping by a church to pray before the tabernacle, or praying a spiritual communion, decide here and now, today, once and for all, that every day for the rest of your life, you will have a daily encounter with the Eucharist. Trust, surrender, believe, receive. Lesson. Decide today to have a daily encounter with the Eucharist every day for the rest of your life. Virtue of the day. Devotion. The virtue of devotion consists of loyal, loving, consistent, and enthusiastic desire to please God in all things. It is a specifically religious act, chosen deliberately and freely and directed toward God. Who or what would an outside observer deduce you are devoted to? Too many people misplace their devotion. Be careful not to misplace yours. To give something that belongs to God to anyone or anything else is a grave disorder. Spiritual communion. Jesus, I believe that you are truly present in the most holy sacrament of the Eucharist. Every day I long for more of you. I love you above all things, and I desire to receive you into my soul.
Since I cannot receive you sacramentally at this moment,
I invite you to come and dwell in my heart. May this spiritual communion increase my desire for the Eucharist. You are the healer of my soul. Take the blindness from my eyes, the deafness from my ears, the darkness from my mind, and the hardness from my heart. Fill me with the grace, wisdom, and courage to do your will in all things. My Lord and my God, draw me close to you, nearer than ever before. Amen.